Check, 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 mic, check, check. Mic, check, mic, check, check, check. Mic, check, mic, check, check, check. Okay, there we go. We live. What up, what up, what up? Mic, check, mic, check, check, check. We got some breaking rumors. We live. What up, what up? We got some breaking rumors. They confirming things. PS5 Pro specs leak is real. We definitely about to talk about that. I might as well change the title of the video now. We're going to talk about the PS5 Pro specs. What else we about to talk about? Hold on, let me get back to my YouTube studio because we got to change up a few things. Also, while I'm at it, let me open up the Google Docs. Cynthia in the building. What up, Cynthia? Appreciate that. Hit the like button. Appreciate it. Jaron Stamps in the building. What's goody, my guy? I know it's been a minute since I've been on this channel. I've abandoned y'all. I've abandoned the folks, the good folks that support me. I can't be doing that. That ain't right. Hold up. Shut my door. Okay. Okay, here we go. Live. I wonder if I can edit the name of this on the fly. PS5 Pro specs. I guess you could say leaked and confirmed. Leaked and confirmed. I guess we could say leaked and confirmed. Black Ace, what's goody, my guy? What up, what up? That PS5 Pro is a day one. Hey, I just got paid from Twitter. I just got paid from Twitter. Hold up. Let me show y'all the bag I just got from Twitter. And this is back pay too. This is back pay from January 31st, 2023 to March 15th, 2024. I just got paid. Let me show y'all how much I got. Look at this. Hold on, make sure I'm not revealing nothing secret. Okay. Y'all ready for this? Hold on. Y'all ain't ready for this, man. This is crazy, man. I mean, they changing lives out here on Twitter. When you got Twitter Blue. Hold up. Let me show y'all. Oh my God. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it. Look at that. Big checks. A nice $10.27. And that's back pay. Twitter gave me back pay from January 31st, 2023 to March 15th, 2024. A nice $10.27. Damn. That's all I'm worth, Twitter. I had a tweet go viral. I had a tweet get like 5 million views. That's all it's worth? $10? Man, this Twitter Blue is going in the garbage. I'm not renewing for another month. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. He says it's going straight to the PS5 Pro. That's going straight to a beef patty with cocoa bread. Straight to a beef patty with cocoa bread. That's funny as hell. Let me see if I got that notification on my my mobile app so I can screenshot that. Oh, look, that's funny. And technically technically it paid. So Twitter, the Twitter Blue account that I got. Let me pull this back over. The Twitter Blue account I got. It is. I think it's just straight premium. I don't think it's Yes, there's a premium plus. I think I just got straight premium. This account subscription, I think, cost. There we go. This cost. Oh, wow. You can't even check it on the freaking desktop? Stupid as hell. Hold up, y'all. This account cost me, I think it's $11. But let me confirm that. Yeah, it's $11 a month. So technically that $10 will pay for this month that I had, but it don't seem like I do enough on Twitter to keep it going. So that $10.27, yeah, that's going straight to a beef patty. But what's good though? How y'all been? How's y'all week? It's Friday. Happy Friday. We made it. If you working, you know what I mean? You made it. It's been a hard week. You made it, kick your shoes off, relax, play some video games. You know what I mean? Sip something if you're of legal age or if you can't. But yeah, I'm going to get into some of these topics. We didn't have a PSP yesterday, Press Start Podcast, but we'll definitely be back next week. I wish, some of this stuff with the PS5 Pro came out yesterday. For real. All right, we're gonna talk about that first, because that's exciting. I've been waiting for a PS5 Pro since what? I've been waiting for a PS5 Pro since the beginning of last year. Because I thought, they was gonna do it like last generation where we had a PS4 Pro by 2016. And the system came out in 2013. We had a PS4 Pro in 2016. So 3 years after the system came out. But we getting the PS5 Pro, looks like this year, holiday 2025. PS5 Pro. We can go over some of the specs. Not that I know what all of this shit mean, but I guess we can compare it to the PS5 OG specs. And go from there. Because at the end of the day, how these developers utilize it is up to them. But first party wise, we better be seeing something nice. All right. That. Boom. Boom. What else we going to be talking about while I'm here? I definitely want to talk about that Spider-Man. It's been a week of leaks. I want to talk about that Spider-Man on multiplayer game. Yeah, trailers leaking, screenshots, and all types of shit coming out. So that was a leaked trailer. And let's see, anything else major that I want to talk about? Let's see. That's not really a big deal. Damn. Oh, let's talk about. That's it for now. But first things first. We gotta give a shout out to my boy Akira Toriyama. Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. He unfortunately passed away last week. And this is my first time on YouTube since then. So definitely want to send a rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. Dude has been a vital piece of my childhood in terms of creating the series known as Dragon Ball, specifically Dragon Ball Z for me when it comes to my childhood. I didn't start from Dragon Ball. I started from Dragon Ball Z. And that franchise, that series, I mean, come on. What can you say? Dragon Ball Z is ingrained in like the way I move, the way I live life. Like, how many times motherfuckers tried to turn Super Saiyan or do a Kamehameha wave? And me being the youngest sibling of 7, technically 8, but growing up 7 in the household, like You know, you gotta defend yourself. I got four brothers. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta defend yourself. You try to turn Super Saiyan when they picking on you, bullying you and shit like that. Like, you try to do all types of shit. See if you got the Saiyan power. But other than that, just running home from school to watch episodes of Dragon Ball Z, like Toonami. Come on, man. That was classic. Seeing Goku trying to turn Super Saiyan for like 8 episodes straight. Like, that shit was crazy. He just standing in the middle of the planet, just powering up for mad episodes straight. That's when you know you got something good, when people just watching the dude power up. Because we ain't never seen nothing like that up to that point. Like, nobody had ever turned Super Saiyan. So we looking like, what the fuck is he doing? What the hell is happening? Hair glowing yellow. Man, so many emotions throughout that whole franchise. You got, hold on, where could I start? Like, Goku, Frieza. I mean, you can go all the way back to Raditz versus Goku and Piccolo. Like, that was crazy. You had Nappa and Vegeta going up against who they fight? Krillin, Gohan, Goku. You had fucking, of course, Cell games. But even before then, you had the androids and Dr. Gero with Android 19, I believe it was. And then you had 18, 17, and come on. Gohan turning Super Saiyan 2. Or when he was training with his father in the hyperbolic time chamber turning Super Saiyan. Like, come on. It's so many things. The first time motherfucker seen Trunks. First time Trunks came about. Like, who is this nigga from the future? Like, and he washed up Frieza and like, Trunks took out Frieza in like 3 seconds. That shit was so crazy because Goku fought Frieza for so long. And Frieza done washed everybody. Killed Krillin. Took out all the Z fight. Like, it was over. Goku was the saving grace. And then fucking Frieza comes back. And Trunks comes out of nowhere. And slices this dude up. Blasts him away in like 5 seconds. We like, yo, who the fuck is this? Yes, Black Ace, future Trunks introduction. Like, who the hell is this dude? Crazy. Butch in the building. Was good, Butch? Who's this? Yulong Tia Gaming? I'm probably mispronouncing that, but let me know what's going on. What's happening? VGL in the building. Was good. Tracy was good. Like, come on. Trunks introduction was insanity. Even like, I love the Cell. Like, Cell, or when Vegeta first turned Super Saiyan. Against, who was he going against? Was that Android 19? Vegeta, Super Saiyan. I think it was Android 19. The dude with the fat dude with the white face. Trying to see who that was. I always get the number. Yeah, it was Android 19. Come on, man. That music when Vegeta turned to Super Saiyan versus Android 19, incredible. Incredible. So yeah, definitely want to give a rest in peace to Akira Toriyama. Appreciate your contributions to anime, to my childhood, to just the way of life these days, man. For real, a lot of deep messages in that show, a lot of golden nuggets. But shit, let's talk about this PS5 Pro. Spec leaks are real. It is said to be releasing holiday 2024. So these rumors had came out actually earlier today. And shout out to Moore's Law is Dead. He's kind of been covering the PS5 Pro stuff for a little bit on his channel, on his YouTube channel. But I don't know his track record these days, so I try not to run with Moore's Law is Dead when it comes to talking about rumors. There's a few select people that I will give the grace of actually talking about a rumor. One is Jason Schreier. 2 is Tom Henderson. And that's probably about it. That's probably about it. Those probably like the only 2 people I'll actually like. I might retweet some shit from other people, but in terms of me commenting on and speaking with a little bit of conviction, I would go with those 2 people because those people have a great track record. The dude that leaked the The announcement of Ghost of Tsushima PC and Horizon Forbidden West. No, wasn't Fred. Yeah, I think he talked about Horizon Forbidden West too on his Twitter. He seems like he might be an up and coming leaker that might know some shit. So it's keep an eye on him. But these two right here, these are the guys. And so a lot of people was kind of dismissing Moore's Law because they say, you know, he might not have the greatest of track record. Some people are reporting some numbers, and numbers sound a little bit crazy when you talk about it in certain aspects. The thing is, we don't know about all of this shit. We don't know about all of this shit and what it's going to mean at the end of the day. But at least we got some type of numbers that at least we could probably compare a little bit to the original PS5. What's good, Jack? He said, I'm looking for some up-and-coming leakers. Jack, you a freak-ass nigga. You're talking about I'm looking for some up-and-coming leakers. Get the fuck out of here. You're funny as hell. Yes, sir. Oh, look. Look, my brother already talking about scalping these shits. Oh, my God. He all about $1. What the fuck is 50 cents? All right, so Insider Gaming can confirm that the leaked PS5 Pro specs earlier today are real, and the PlayStation 5 is still PlayStation 5 Pro is still tentatively wow, this word about to whoop my ass. Tentatively targeting a 2024 holiday release. Speaking with sources who wished to remain anonymous because they were not authorized to talk about company plans, we can confirm that the leaked documentation from the YouTube channel Moore's Law is Dead is real. Despite the criticism of the leaker, as I said, motherfuckers, I ain't trying to believe him, a PlayStation developer portal which was sent out this week to a wider band of third-party developers. Oh, hold on, I think I skipped a part. Despite the criticism of the leaker and the leaked specs, Insider Gaming can confirm the documentation leaked is from a PlayStation developer portal, which was sent out this week to a wider band of third-party developers. Before I continue, I'm trying to find the actual leak. Now, I'm not going to show that leak on screen because clearly that's confidential. It probably don't fucking matter. Ain't nobody watching this channel anyway. If I'm being real. But that leak, I guess I'll go over some of the highlighted stuff and then we'll continue. So according to the leak of the PS5 Pro specs, Jetlight 504 was good. He said, when am I playing Rebirth? So I'm going to be playing Rebirth at some point next week. I got the game already. But the way my OCD is set up, I always make more work for myself than really needs to be. Like technically, I should have just went from Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I did beat last week. Overall, great game. Definitely should check it out if you are a JRPG fan or just a video game fan. I think it's a good game to check out. I thought I was gonna go straight to Rebirth, but then my brain started thinking, now I want to watch or play every piece of Final Fantasy content that's out there that at least takes place either before Final Fantasy VII Remake or somewhere in that vicinity of where it ends. So that's when I came across, of course, Crisis Core. Now, Crisis Core, I played on PSP, but I never beat it. So, of course, the reunion version is out, the remake or remaster, whatever you want to call it. And I have it. So I'm like, damn, I could probably get through that. It's not going to take as long. I think it's like 13 hours or something like that. Anywhere from 13 to 20 hours, depending on how you play. I might as well run through that real quick and then get to Rebirth. So now I'm playing that, and then I'm going to finally get to Rebirth after. So yeah, that's how it's going to go. But I'm going to get to Rebirth by the end of next week. You said it's so much better than Remake. Yeah, Remake was overall great. It definitely had some pacing issues early on to me. Like, of course, if you don't know, like Remake is 5 hours of the original game, the first 5 hours, which I did beat. So it's only in Midgar. They stretched the hell out of those 5 hours. Like, for that game to be as long as it is, for just being 5 hours of the original, they stretched the hell out of it. So many slow walking sections. And I'm not against slow walking sections, but they overdo it with that. So much padding, so much shit that don't even need to be there. That made that game as long as it was. I think it took me like 35 to 40 hours to beat it. I did all the side missions. I did all the main missions. That's usually how I play my games. But yeah, it took me about 35, 40 hours to beat it. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time for the most part. What I loved the most, because like I said, I beat the original. I felt like this version of the game, and it probably has a lot to do with them stretching things out. I feel like I've grown to like some characters way more than I did in the original, and like cared about what they had going on way more than I did in the original. So I do like that aspect of the remake. What's good, Roxas? What's good, Sly? Appreciate y'all pulling up. Make sure y'all hit the like button while y'all here. Of course, I appreciate that always. But you said it should have been 20 to 25 hours. Yeah, I think it should have took, I'd say 25 to 30 hours if you were doing the main missions and side missions. I'll say that. It should have took me 35 to 40 hours to do, like 10 hours. You can cut 10 hours off of that game, and I don't think anybody complains. Jet Life said Rebirth will make a lot more sense if I play Crisis Core. Yeah. Because, as you know, and I don't want to spoil it, but certain things happen at the end of Remake that has you more interested in certain characters that, you know, they explain more about in Crisis Core. Final Fantasy VII is a breath of fresh air after 16. Combat-wise, absolutely. Combat-wise, for sure. Combat-wise, like, it's night and day going from Final Fantasy VII Remake to Final Fantasy 6 from Final Fantasy 16. Like, I wasn't mad at them for going the Devil May Cry route when it came to Final Fantasy 16. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of Devil May Cry combat. But they dumbed it down in terms of being an RPG. Like, to the point where it got boring. Like, it was no strategy involved when it came to playing that game. And maybe, you know, playing it on a harder difficulty might change some things up. But I doubt it, because we're talking about whole RPG systems and elements and, you know, buffs and debuffs and elemental damage. Like, there's things like I'm playing Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I'm literally having to switch my whole fighting strategy based on a whole separate enemy that's literally in the same battle. Like, in the same battle, I'm switching up my whole fighting, you know, plan for this enemy and for that enemy. Final Fantasy 16, it felt like you could just use whatever. And it's like, it doesn't matter. So, yeah. But back to the PS5 Pro. We'll talk about Final Fantasy 7 in a little bit. Back to the PS5 Pro spec leaks. Higher GPU performance is, I think, a given. They said that rendering is about 45% faster than the standard PlayStation 5. Faster ray tracing. So Trinity, which is the code name for the PS5 Pro, they said speed is 2 to 3 times over the standard PS5, and they've seen up to 4 times speed in certain cases in terms of ray tracing. So I don't know. This consoles right now, like when you look at PC versus console, like console has like the bare bones ray tracing. Like, it's so bare bones, man. Like, if you really like look into what ray tracing they got, path tracing even on PC, what consoles have right now is bare bones. And I like ray tracing. It's expensive, but I'm a fan. So if PS5 Pro is going to get us better ray tracing and probably most likely the fidelity modes, I mean, that'd be a cool thing to see. Or even if we can get more ray tracing in the performance modes without having to take such a resolution hit, I'm a fan of that as well. Because Spider-Man 2 had ray tracing across the board in all modes that you play, but the resolution in that performance mode took a major hit. So if we could have performance modes with better resolution and ray tracing, I'm here for that. Powerful machine learning architecture. This is when they start getting into them having different upscaling anti-aliasing solutions. So how NVIDIA has its DLSS, or AMD now has like FSR2, I think PlayStation is creating their own upscaling solution called, let me get this right, PlayStation Spectral super resolution, or PSSR for short. So this is supposed to be, okay, it says it right here too. This is supposed to be, like I said, their upscaling anti-aliasing solution. Now, hopefully with this, we get better resolution or better visuals, and I don't know, maybe even see some increased performance as we've seen with some of these anti-aliasing and upscaling solutions on PC, like DLSS 3. That shit be having frame rates through the roof. Now, it does introduce some latency, and I wonder if that's going to be a thing, because with DLSS 3, you kind of want your base frame rate to be already high, because, well, of course, when the frame rate is higher, your latency improves. And with consoles, if you starting at 30 and you introducing more latency but increasing the frame rate with the upscaling solutions, it's not going to feel like a great time. It's not going to feel good. It might, look more fluid. It might play more fluid, but the latency is going to be worse. So I'm definitely interested to see what they're going to do with that and how that's going to move. I haven't gotten to, okay. But I'm going to go, oh, yes. Intermission, which is the Yuffie DLC. I played through that as well. Fire. I love that DLC. That shit was good. I love Yuffie as a character. You're not interested in the PS5 Pro at all, Rome? Can I ask why? If I'm going to put a little poll up. See how many of y'all are interested in the PS5. How you do polls in this shit? Okay, here we go. PS5 Pro. I'm going to just say yay or nay. How many people in the chat is interested in copping the PS5 Pro? If so, let me know why. If not, let me know why as well. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth got a lot of mini games so far. Yeah, that's what I heard some people complaining about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth having the mad mini games. There's going to be so low sales for the Pro, I feel. Absolutely. I think the PS4 Pro had low sales in comparison to the PS4. The majority of people are not going to buy a PS4 Pro. A PS5 Pro. I think they were saying, like, at certain points, the PS4 Pro was like every 1 to 5 PS4 sold. So it's definitely not something that everybody's going to be copping. My boy Gian the Don in the building. What's good? My boy always showing up, showing love. Appreciate it. So yeah, getting back to PS5 Pro's leak specs. They start talking about teraflops. I know that's a big thing in the community. But before that, we got PSSR. They talked a little bit more about the super resolution. They said the super resolution has support for resolutions up to 8K, which is planned in the future version, but 4K is the current maximum right now. PSSR is a machine learned and enhanced version of temporal anti-aliasing upscale replacement for a game existing anti-aliasing or temporally upsampling. Inputs are quite similar to DLSS or FSR. Full HDR support, dynamic input resolution, no per title training needed, requires roughly 250 megabytes of memory, optimization ongoing. Yeah, a lot of blah, 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 blah. You might see people talking about 67 teraflops when it comes to the PS5 Pro. Don't run with that number. So when you see people talk about 67 teraflops for the PS5 Pro, that's of the 16-bit floating point. That is something completely different than, I guess, what you would call the raw teraflop number. I'm not Mark Cerny. He's going to explain it better. But that is not, to compare it to the 10 teraflops that were in the original PS5. That is not what you're going to compare it to. What they're saying in terms of teraflops for the PS5 Pro in comparison to the PS5 original is 33 and a half. That's what you would compare. So 3 times more in terms of teraflops. Okay. So back over here, it says in early 2023, Insider Gaming reported via Key to Gaming that the PS5 Pro is under the codename Trinity and will be targeting improving consistent FPS at 4K resolution, a new performance mode for 8K resolution, and accelerated ray tracing. In addition, it was reported that Trinity will have 30 WGP and 18,000 MTS memory, whatever that means. Oh, let's look at the poll real quick. Oh, okay, we got 7 votes in the poll. And 57% of y'all so far are yay on the PS5 Pro. 43% of y'all are nay. 62%. Okay, it's fluctuating. 62% are yay, 38% are nay. That's actually more than I thought. All right. Games are going to PC, and you have a 4080 with an i9-13900K, 64 gigabytes of RAM, and 2 terabytes of SSD. And you also live in the basement with your mother, and you got cheese doodles on your shirt right now, and you haven't bathed in days. Don't ever list your PC specs in my chat again in your life while I'm timing you out, okay? You nerd. You nerd. Now, that's a nice PC right there, dog. That's... Yeah. But, Rome, are you okay with waiting? Because I don't know if that day and date is coming as soon as a lot of y'all think for them single-player major titles. If anything, you'll keep your base PS5. Oh, you already got a base PS5, so I guess... But hold on. This is my question for the people with the beast PCs. You already got a crazy fire PC. You willing to play your PS5 exclusives at a compromised frame rate and resolution when there's something better out there? You willing to do that? You willing to compromise your experience on the console? It don't seem like you're compromising on the PC. What's going on there? When Elder Scrolls 6 come out, that's a good time to upgrade. Oh, I gotta put these parlays in. I gotta put these parlays in. Cat Daddy Lurk. Xbox has a Pro already. It's called PC. Yeah, I can understand it from an Xbox perspective. Like, even if PlayStation 5 do go day and date, I wouldn't care. I would buy a fucking a more powerful PC. Like, that will help me. I'll sell my PS5 tomorrow if they said day and date was coming the next day. I think people's main issue with the PS5 Pro is that the base PS5 barely got any first-party games that push the hardware. I understand that. I get the sentiment there, and I do understand that. But for me, and I agree with that. Like, in terms of that next-gen feel, that next-gen experience, we haven't really gotten that from shit. Or maybe not even a handful, a couple fingers full of experiences. I think for me, I thought Ratchet and Clank did a good job of showcasing the PS5. I thought Spider-Man 2 in certain aspects did a good job with the web wings and, you know, how you go through the city with minimal loading. And, you know, they had some of the same tech they was using in Ratchet and Clank and Spider-Man 2. Better loading times and shit like that. And then for me, games having a performance mode is a big thing that we've seen this generation too. Like 60 FPS kind of being the norm with these games, because that wasn't a thing last generation. So to me, higher frame rates is a next generation feature on consoles. The PS4 Pro was definitely disappointing looking back. And I think they'll learn from that, because now we have these unlocked frame rate modes. A lot of games on PS4 had locked 30 FPS modes, and devs had to go back in and patch 60 FPS or unlock the frame rate. Now we already have those modes that are 40 FPS, and they may hover around there, maybe go a little bit higher, or the high frame rate modes that might hover around 80 to 90 FPS. Those modes are going to automatically benefit from the raw power of the PS5 Pro. Sly said, now you're getting a game like Dragon's Dogma, and people are complaining, where's the 60 FPS? Exactly. Before 60 FPS. You still got some people, that 30 FPS is fine. You never would have heard as many people complaining about 30 FPS only on the game. I would even go back as far as the beginning of this generation. People have been introduced to that. Sometimes people just don't know no better. That's what I say. Being introduced to PC fucked me up because I'm broke. Because I'm broke. I'm a broke motherfucker. So being introduced to PC, I'm like, I want the best. I want a 4090. I want top of the line CPUs. I want to run everything at 4K native, fucking 120 FPS. I want everything crispy with ray tracing. I want it all. But I ain't got it. Mini-Me says it's always been more third-party software than first. Only Nintendo has that luxury. That's what it's funny you say that. That's what Sean Layden was saying in the interview with shout out to the What's Up PlayStation podcast. I watched the interview yesterday. Great interview. They asked some great questions. Definitely go check that out if you haven't seen it yet. Shout out to Jay Barry. Shout out to Persona. Yeah, Sean Layden was saying that about PlayStation, and that is true. Like, PlayStation came into the game snatching up a lot of third-party deals and, getting some third-party developers or indie developers on board with what they were doing. All the way up to, I would say PlayStation didn't get their first party in check until that PS3 generation when they fucked up. And, when they came out and they was behind Xbox 360 and they had to really right the ship and figure it out. And that's what they did. So by 2008, 2009, that's when they really started getting their first party in check. So you can't be mad at the people that are expecting the first party to be on point because that's the expectation now. PS3 second half was fire, first party, and then PS4 was, had a little bit of a slow start. That's usually typically Sony to have a slow start. But when first party started clicking halfway through, they was clicking. It was banger after banger. GTA 6, 60 FPS on PS5 Pro. I wouldn't hold my breath on that. I wouldn't hold my breath on that. You see the way that game is looking? Shit. I don't even give a fuck if the game could run at 60 FPS on PS5. Rockstar ain't putting that shit at 60 FPS. They gonna want you to double dip like a motherfucker in that game. They're going to want you to buy it on PS5 or Xbox. They're going to want you to buy it on PC again when that come out because that's going to be the definitive version. Then they're going to want you to buy it again on PS6 in the early generation when they remaster that motherfucker. So I'm not even holding that. That's a game that I'm not missing. That's going to be 30 FPS probably on console. I'll be shocked if they have a performance mode for that. I would be really shocked. PC getting tell him, Gian. Tell him. PC makes you hungry for better in gaming when it comes to performance, resolution, high quality textures. Like when you see that shit, you like, it makes it a whole different game. When I first got my PC, I was rocking a 1070, and I was playing fucking PS3 games at, like 1080p 60, like native 1080p 60 FPS or above. And even that shit was like, whoa. I was like, I'm playing, what was I playing? Max Payne 3. Like, I'm playing that like, this shit is crazy. It's a whole different game. For real. So, today's leaked documents, back to the PS5 Pro stuff. Today's leaked documents also confirmed. Hold on. Hold on. Let's save that. Okay. So today's leaked documents also confirmed some of the things I already read, but rendering 45% faster than the PS5, 2 to 3 times ray tracing, sometimes 4 times. This is the thing about these like specs. Like, what the hell does that even mean? Like, we gotta wait to actually see Digital Foundry like break some of this shit down. Maybe Mark Cerny will talk about it a little bit. 33.5 teraflops PSSR, which is an upscaling solution. Support for resolutions up to 8K is planned for a future SDK version, custom machine learning. Yeah, shit like that. So yeah. Insider Gaming has also shared documentation from the developer portal under the condition that is not shared publicly or privately, can also confirm that dev kits have been available to first-party studios since September 2023, third-party since January of 2024, and from spring 2024, test kits will also be available, which will be identical to the final product. So I think probably at that point, they're probably going to want to announce something, right? I don't know. When did they announce the PS4 Pro? Was that closer to like launch date? Oh wait, PS4 Pro got announced in September, and it came out in November. But that did too have a lot of leaks coming out. So yeah, I wonder how they're gonna play that. Y'all think they're gonna announce the PS4 5 Pro closer to when the final like dev kits come out, or closer to when it's gonna launch? And here's another thing that's gonna be interesting. What fucking games does PlayStation have that's coming out this year that they're gonna utilize to sell this motherfucker? People, anybody like me, I'm already sold. Like I already know what is what it's going to do for the games that I'm already be playing, and what it's going to do for future games. I'm sold. Like, you got me there. But what about people that, are still on the fence, or people that might not, know much about this? What's going to be the showcase game that they're going to be utilizing? Is it going to be something third party? Is there any major third party games coming out this year? But that's to me, that's a problem. Like, I feel like you would want to show something first party, something from PlayStation, that is pushing the boundaries of the system and why you need to buy this system and why you need to invest in our ecosystem. Yeah. Hold up, y'all. What did he drop? Drop the water down. A 17 game parlay. What the fuck? Didn't they do that with the PS4 Pro? Release it next to nothing. Did they? Yeah, I think you're right. Because what, PS4 Pro came out in November 2016. So hold on, let me look at the PS4 lineup for 2016. PS4 2016 exclusives. Exclusives. All right. Oh, this shit. I'm using my bonus bet. Fuck that. So Uncharted was May 10th. Horizon got delayed. So they did showcase Horizon with the PS4 Pro, but it had got delayed to 2017. Last Guardian, they didn't use that. Gran Turismo Sport got delayed. Gravity Rush got delayed. Drawn to Death. Ratchet and Clank was already out. Yeah, they didn't have shit. You're right. But I don't think they would. I don't think they should want to repeat that mistake. But it seems like that might be the case. Alienation. Shout out to the Housemarque guys. Damn. Persona 5. That was fucking PS3 game. No Man's Sky. That was already out. Yeah. In terms of first party or anything coming out of them studios, they didn't have much. So that might be the case again. Yeah, they spoke about the patches and shit like that. That might be the case. Maybe that's why they feel comfortable about putting it out, is because they know like this is for a specific audience. This is for the people that already know this is going to play your games that you already have better, and future games better. I think they treat like the Pro like a new graphics card. Like people with new graphics cards, they ain't looking like, oh shit, I wonder what new games like, going to be announced that, take advantage of the graphics card. They just know like, all right, the next game that come out that I'm looking for is going to play better with this graphics card. But I think when it comes to PlayStation, they got to play a little different because they are first party. But yeah, this is looking like it's definitely going to happen by the end of this year. It's going down. So far, we got 25 votes on the PS5 Pro. If it's a cop, 76% say yay, 24% say nay. We didn't have a Final Fantasy out last time of note to take advantage of the Pro. Nah, I'm not giving Final Fantasy that. Final Fantasy is optimized dog shit. I'm not giving them that. That fucking performance mode is a piece of shit. And Square Enix should be ashamed of themselves. We don't need the PS5 Pro for that. We need them to do better with optimization. But GTA 5 is supposed to be what, 2025 game? They might they might attach themselves to that game like a gameplay reveal running on PS5 Pro of GTA 6. They might, if it's going to be doing like maybe 60 FPS or some crazy ass ray tracing, that might get people on board. Because GTA 6 is going to sell consoles regardless. Like, the industry is waiting for that. It's waiting for that. So, yeah, man. Test kits is out. We're going to see 33 teraflops. How much was the PS4 versus the PS4 Pro? How much was the leap in specs? One thing I noticed too about these leaked specs is we don't hear nothing about the CPU, and I think that is what people are held up on that because that might be the thing that would help out with performance. The PS4 Pro, this is like dimensions and shit. Specs. Oh, I remember now. Ha! PS4 was 1.84 teraflops. And the Pro was 4.2. Ha ha ha. I remember that. Sheesh. Damn, 1.84 teraflops. They was doing some fucking magic on that PS4, dog. God damn. Yeah, you're right, Cynthia. It was 1.84. You was close. 1.84 to 4.2. Damn. They had games like Forbidden. That's what I be so pissed about when it comes to cross generation. You telling me Forbidden West was built on a 1.84 teraflop system. Don't forget, Forbidden West had to play on the original PS4. And then it was boosted up and, added some bells and whistles for the PS5, which is like a 10 teraflop system. Imagine if Forbidden West was built for the 10 teraflop system. Like, I know teraflops ain't everything, but I'm just saying, like, that gotta mean something. That gotta stand for something. Shit. So yeah, I wonder like if they're gonna have a new controller, like an improved DualSense. It would be fire if that shit came with a DualSense Edge, but hell no. What about price? What do we think for price? But they're not putting no DualSense Edge in that motherfucker. I doubt that. Maybe a better battery life, DualSense regular. What else can they add? What I do like that's cool about the PlayStation Portal is that it has like the lights on the side instead of so if you're looking at the controller, since the PlayStation Portal don't have the touch joint right here, these lights actually have it coming down like on the sides right here. I like that little effect. But yeah, they there's been rumblings about a new DualSense coming out, so maybe it's an improved DualSense gonna be in there. It's clearly gonna be bigger. I say it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be a little bit bigger than what the PS5 OG is. And will it come with a disk drive? Hold on, will it come with a disk drive? I would. Oh, damn. Here I go. I wouldn't be mad if the PS5 Pro was digital, but you can buy that attachable disk drive that they were selling with the PS5 Slim. If that can bring, and it is a pro, so it should come with a disk drive. Like, this is supposed to have everything. But if they want to help out with the cost, because I think personally this is going to be a $5.99 box. I'm thinking it's going to be $5.99. $4.99 would be nice. $5.99 I think is going to be. $5.49 if prices start to permanently come down for the PS5, the Slim and the regular, which we actually starting to see. Some of the prices for the PS5, they getting cuts, and it's like temporary cuts, but I'm seeing some price cuts finally. Like, I think they were doing $3.99 for Spider-Man bundles and shit like that. They could just be trying to get rid of stock. You think it'll be two models, one digital and one standard, $600 and $700? Oh, no. Oh, no. $700? Shit. They tripping if they come out with a $700 system. Yeah, I think as long as there's an option for the disk drive, I'm cool. I'm not this big physical collector or anything like that, but I do like the option because sometimes, you know, I don't know if y'all game sharing out there. Sometimes your game share partner might not fuck with the games you fuck with. And if it's single player and I'm only going to be playing through the story and just watching it collect dust, I want to get some money back for that. I want to get some money back for that copy. So I'll be trying to get rid of shit. Like Suicide Squad, yeah. That wasn't single player, but I played the story. I had you know what I mean? It did what it did, and I was ready to move on. So I got rid of that. Got about $40 back for that game. That was more than half than what I paid for it. So I was satisfied. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's to wrap it up in terms of the PS5 Pros talk. That is a day one cop for me, unless Sony announces day and date, which I don't see happening for the major, at least all their titles, but for the major games is what I really mean. Next up, we could talk about a little bit of this Spider-Man The Great Web trailer that leaked online. This is the multiplayer game that was being worked on at Insomniac for Spider-Man that apparently has been canceled. This apparently has been canceled for a while now, but we heard about, there were some rumblings about this when that big Insomniac leak happened, and I actually did see some photos when I did look at the leak of this game, and then we heard from Jason Schreier that the game had been canceled for a while now. So this seems like it's no more, but we got some trailers that looked, to me, these trailers look more like proof of concept. Some people on the timeline talk about, oh, these trailers look like the game was already done. Like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? The game clearly looked like it was reused assets from the Spider-Man game that we have already had. Even had the same bosses that we've already fought. Like, everything was reused. You had some new characters like, who did we see in the trailer? Spider-Gwen, I think, was in the trailer. I think Silk was in the trailer, or at least in a picture. So like some of those characters were new, but none of the characters from what I seen had unique abilities. Like everybody was fighting the same. Everybody was using, they was even using the web wings. Like everybody was moving the same, fighting the same, swinging the same. So it didn't feel like any of the characters were unique other than the costumes that they were wearing. But people on the timeline exaggerate. Oh, it looked like it was already done. Why did they cancel this? Like, come on. Stop it now. Y'all not looking at anything special. Now, on the other hand, I do think what we saw has potential. I do think what we saw has potential. But clearly it don't matter at this point. It's gone. Thoughts on Rise of Ronin based on the previews? Looking like a 2-pack of ass to me, I can't lie. Hell no. Rise of the Ronin is a day one cop for me. I'm copping that. I'll probably be pre-ordering that at some point next week. But nah, Rise of Ronin, like, listen, does it look like it's going to be a 10 out of 10 game? No. The visuals definitely leave a lot to be desired in terms of sharpness of the character designs and the models, resolution and shit like that. It definitely, some of the assets and the textures, you know, don't look the best. Especially when you talk about a PS5 only game. But that combat, nigga, oh my God. That combat looks fucking A1. The traversal in that game looks good. And I'm hoping the story is great. But it's a day one cop for me. Would I have liked the visuals to be better? Absolutely. But that's not going to turn me off from buying the game. Only thing that can turn me off from buying a game, let me think. Probably if the gameplay looks ass. Like if I'm watching a trailer and the story seems like it's okay. You know, the missions and all that look okay, but the gameplay look trash. Like I'm probably going to be turned off more than I would if the visuals looked okay. You know, the traversal looked okay, good, or the combat looked great. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to not get the game. But I would like all of that to be great. But in terms of what is going to not make me say, nah, I'm not fucking with this game, it's gameplay. That's going to make me be like, nah, I'm good. They could have had something cooking with, oh, you talk about the Spider-Man joint? Yeah, I think they could have. Madam Web is the one creating the portals. No, it wasn't Madam Web. It wasn't Madam Web. It was Scarlet Witch. They said Scarlet Witch was the one creating the portals. If Sony would have never sold SOE, they could have been handling the live service push. Yeah, they sold them a minute ago. But that was like when they was going full single player games. You think they might add a smaller scale multiplayer mode for Spider-Man 3 like Tsushima Legends? Nah. I don't think so. I think at this point, they were either going to do it as its own separate game or it wasn't going to be something at all. I just don't see PlayStation in this space, or even in gaming in general. You typically aren't getting these games that have single players and then the multiplayer like attached to it on the back end. Like, you don't get that no more. If they see an opportunity with a multiplayer game, they're going to spin that whole shit off and make it its own thing. You know? That's what I see. And that's probably why, you know, things are getting canceled like they are, because when you spin it off and make it its own thing, now the scope probably gets bigger. A little bit, the game gets more ambitious, as we saw with factions. Like, things get way too ambitious, and then it becomes to a point where now the budget is like, oh shit, we can't, you know, I mean, for my vision on what I wanted to do, they ain't gonna support it with the budget, and they just, it's not gonna be come to fruition. I don't know if that was the case with the Spider-Man game. It could have just been complete ass. Like, what they were testing or what they were pitching could have just been a complete ass. Like, nah, we good. This shit don't even look good. Like, they could have felt that way. At first, I was hyped for Dogma, but it's too much busy work kind of game. I never played the first Dragon's Dogma, so I don't know. I don't know how that game, like, flows. It looked good. It looks good. If it wasn't 30 FPS, I would have been there. My PC, I doubt my PC's running that shit at 60. At a resolution that's respectable.
But yeah, so back to the Spider-Man Great Web. Yeah, we talked about the gargantuan Insomniac leak. Users stumbled upon a trailer for the canceled multiplayer game. This was supposed to be a 5-person multiplayer game built on a live service foundation, but it was struck down by Sony as revealed by the Insomniac leaks in the leaked trailer for the Great Web, which looks incredibly polished. No, it doesn't. We get a glimpse at what the product might have looked like. This was an image from the game. So see, like all of these suits, besides the Spider-Gwen one, are already suits that are in the game. It's already New York, so like, no. Some of the things in the trailer, it seemed like it's like a Spider-Verse type of thing where you're going through portals, you're going to different, dimensions, and these different dimensions have their own look to them and their own art style and shit like that. That part I thought looked cool, and that's what I would have thought would have made it unique, in addition to each character having their own unique special abilities. In the short trailer that was leaked, so you see the 5 players against the Sinister Six, which is who we fought in the first Spider-Man game. See, that's what I'm like. We fought the Sinister Six in the first Spider-Man game. That's why I think this is just a pitch. I don't think this would have been the actual game. But we fought the Sinister Six in New York City. It would have been built around the multiverse model, which was supposedly busted open by Scarlet Witch. And there would have been character customization options leading to a diverse array of superheroes coming together to fight the big bad guys. So, yeah. Oh, maybe, hold on. Here's the dialogue. Oh, yeah, dialogue from the trailer, yeah. So I think this was the pitch, because you think they really would have did the Sinister Six again for this multiplayer game? We did the Sinister Six in the first game. Like, they doing that shit again? That would have been trash, dude. I would have hoped that they had at least a different crop of the Sinister Six. Like, it was the same damn motherfuckers, enemies of the first one. Or at least, like, maybe if you introduce it as a Sinister Six, but with the whole multiverse thing, it turns into a different, different villains and shit like that. Like, it's not just the same ones from the first game. But yeah, 2 trailers actually leaked for this, showcasing some different characters, some different looks to it. I do think this would have been successful. I just think anything Spider-Man at this point is going to be a hit. I do think they have the foundation there when it comes to like the gameplay. They would have had to create a great, interesting gameplay loop with mission designs and stuff like that, things to do in the city or different things to do in the different dimensions. I don't think story, like when it comes to these live service games, story isn't really like the big thing that gets people attracted to it. As you see with Helldivers, like at this point, the community is creating the story with that game. There's little lore pieces here and there, but the community is kind of creating that story and putting pieces together and making that a living, breathing world. I don't think you have to have anything crazy for this, which is why I don't think this would have took the gargantuan effort that The Last of Us, Naughty Dog was trying to do with Factions. Naughty Dog was trying to create a dense world with these characters with backstory. They have their own stories going on. Like, they were trying to create single player, the depth that they go through with single player and the multiplayer. And that's where I think they messed up. They got too ambitious there. If you see the leak slides, they literally had in-game podcast episodes as Battle Pass rewards. What? Yo, get that. I ain't trying to unlock identical podcast episode. Ain't no way. Yo, they had podcast episodes as Battle Pass rewards. Yo, they better put that shit on the free Battle Pass. Hell no. Yo, that's trash. Jack said Insomniac does not excel in making side objectives. Yeah, their side missions definitely do leave a lot to be desired. I'm trying to think, has it always been like that for Insomniac? Yeah, I can't. I don't think I could really name a game where the side missions was like, yo, yeah, these is hitting. And that's the thing too with Spider-Man 2. They was gloating about them side missions too. Oh, make sure you play the side missions. These are some of the best side missions. Nah, fam. Nah. They had some nice themes going along for the side missions, but a lot of the moment-to-moment gameplay in them weren't anything good. Well, great, I should say. They were okay. Okay. But yeah, You think the game would have been empty as shit with nothing but reused assets and characters playing the same? So yes, it would have been a lot of reused assets. I wouldn't expect them to create a whole bunch of new assets for a Spider-Man game. Where I would have expect things to be new and unique is with these characters. You know how in the first Spider-Man game, depending on what suits you had a special ability that went along with it. I would expect them to flesh out that more for each, style of character that you would have tried to make. You know what I'm saying? If you playing as, the Venom suit Spider-Man, you have those abilities, or you can eventually unlock them in the tier. Miles Morales has his electricity abilities. Spider-Gwen, I don't know what the hell she does, but she has her own style of things, and so on and so forth. Like I would expect them to flesh that out, create a skill tree that you can unlock more abilities that are unique to that character. Thank goodness they didn't oversaturate the Spider-Man video game market. These games are just time and money vampires. They definitely, from a development side, hell yeah, they time and money vampires. Because what they say Spider-Man 2 was $300 and something million to make? Hell no. Ain't no way that game should have cost that much to make. No, sir. And for it to have, we starting to see a lot of the cut content that didn't make the game. Like, hold on, how the fuck that game cost? That's, hey, now we gonna start being honest or what? That could be. People feel like the game was rushed. Shit, if we paying $300 and something million and I'm Sony, hell yeah, you putting that motherfucker out there by the end of 2023. Ain't no fucking way that game is going another year in development. Hell no. Hell no. Why is the budget that high anyway? They need to figure that shit out, because that budget don't need to be that long. That big. And if it is Disney and Marvel charging that much, then they need to reassess. They need to reassess these Spider-Man and Disney IPs moving forward. Shout out to the Danny Cats. Maybe the Gladiator Arena in the Ratchet games, but that's stretching. Oh, shout out. Shit, them Ratchet games had multiplayer back on the PS2. PS2. I don't know if the PS3 ones had multiplayer. I think the PS2 ones had online. Yakuza games are the only ones I can think of that have great side missions. Yeah. I know people swear by the Witcher 3 side missions. I like the side missions in Horizon Forbidden West. I think some of those side missions were great. God of War Ragnarok to me had really good side missions. What other games are praised for their side missions? I don't know. I could start listing some games, but yeah. You ain't like the little deaf girl side mission? Shout out to Sweet Baby Inc. They hooked us up with that deaf girl side mission. I wasn't mad at the deaf girl side mission. Like, it is what it is. It wasn't that long. Some of that. Okay. Budget. Yeah. Jay, will PS5 Pro play GTA 6 at 60 FPS? I'm not holding my breath on that. Only thing that's guaranteed to play GTA 6 at 60 FPS and up is PC when that version come out. Anything else, don't hold your breath. Don't expect it. Nothing. Don't. With the way that game is looking and with the way Rockstar be moving when it comes to Grand Theft Auto, I'm not expecting that. Up your arsenal and deadlock. Yeah, okay. PS3 ones were all for one in full frontal assault. I gotta play those. I never beat All for One and I never beat Full Frontal Assault. Maybe if PlayStation had them shits natively on the store, I'd play them. Cause I'm not doing that cloud shit again. Hell, I played Resistance 3 through the PlayStation Now when that was a thing. Hell no, that was garbage. The cut content is where the money went to. They keep asking how to lower the budgets of these games. How about not spend the time to make content that don't end up in the game? Well, the thing that's tough about that is they don't make content expecting it not to be in the game. So if we seeing leaks of Venom fighting Spider-Man probably throughout the city and in the subways, throwing them through walls and buildings. They probably expected that to be in the game. Why something like that doesn't make it is a lot of times it probably just be time. Like they don't have enough time to fully see out their vision and fully create that scenario or that set piece or that boss fight. Like they don't have enough time. I think that's what Corey Barlog said about God of War 2018. Like, there's a reason why we got those repeat troll fights is because it took them like a year to make one of the boss fights. And they're like, holy shit. Like, by the time they figured the shit out, it's like, we can't fucking spend that much time on another boss fight like that. So we got the troll fights over and over. And to me personally, I think they did a better job with Ragnarok when it comes to the boss fights because they probably had a better grasp on how to proceed with that. But that's usually how it goes. Teams get too ambitious and they're like, we can't make because we had a few boss fights that went throughout the city in that game, and now they're like, okay, we got to create another one, and this one got to be the best because we're going against Venom, and they didn't have enough time. It sucks, but that's what be happening. The All for One servers are still up. Damn, that's crazy. That is crazy. So yeah, those are the two major topics that I really wanted to touch on when it came to this live stream. I ain't planning on being here for too long. Again, if you haven't seen the What's Up PlayStation Sean Layden interview, make sure y'all go check that out. I thought it was a great interview. I thought Jay Bari and Persona did a great job asking the questions and creating a nice dialogue to go back and forth with Sean Layden. They even asked Sean Layden if presented would he come back to PlayStation. I know a lot of people would love to see that. They even asked him that. Like they wasn't pulling no punches when it came to the questions, if you ask me. So I definitely appreciate that. He talks, of course, about exclusivity when it comes to the PlayStation 5 and games going to PC. And a lot of people like to quote Sean Layden these days because a lot of his predictions be kind of been spot on. Like he talked about consolidation. Actually, people kind of getting on him about that consolidation comment, being that he works for Tencent, and him saying like consolidation is not good for the industry. And then he talks about his prediction with not prediction, but I guess you could say prediction with video game budgets getting too high for these AAA games. That's definitely a thing though. That budget. I didn't want to believe it at first because I love my big budget games, but some of them shits is way too high. It just is what it is. For them to be selling what they selling, it's just way too high. Spider-Man 1 had better... What's good, Strat? My boy Strat in the building. Appreciate you. Spider-Man 1 had better boss fights than 2? Nah. I disagree with that. Nah. The things I like better in Spider-Man 1, all the gadgets. I definitely missed that. Them suit abilities that were unique to each suit, I did like that. Spider-Man 1... Did it have the story? I really like the story in both games. I know people have issue with 2 and especially the third act. I thought the third act was good. It definitely had some issues where I felt like they needed more of that character. It definitely needed more of that character. But the overall, I like the story in both games. They were more cinematic in 1. They were simplistic in both. They had in 2, they had like the bosses with the different levels of health bars. They didn't switch it up as much as I think they should have, but each phase did have a little bit of a difference. But we ain't talking like, you know how when you have phases in Souls boss fights, like they switch that shit up completely. When you fight in fucking Ludwig, however you say his name, like his first phase to his second phase, completely different fight. It wasn't like that drastic. So if you're going to have those levels of health in a game, I think with boss fights, switch that shit up drastically. 2 bosses were harder. I agree with that. That's fucking spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. If you haven't beaten Spider-Man 2, spoiler alert. Damn, I don't even want to spoil it. That fight outside of the house, I think everybody could know who I'm talking about. The fight outside of the house, I ain't gonna front. That boss fight was whooping my ass. You think Miles has your least favorite story? I like Miles' story. I love his story. I love his story a lot. But hey, to each his own. To each his own. You know what I mean? It's all subjective. But the internet will tell you that Spider-Man 2 is dog shit. Nah, I'm not with them on that. I thought it was a great game. I definitely came back down on my like, you know, the honeymoon phase is over. I came down a little bit on where I would pin it, but it's still a great game. So yeah, shit. In terms of what's next for Spider-Man, I do think we get the DLC because that shit. They came out with the new game plus finally for Spider-Man 2 and mission replay and being able to change the time of day, and they also came out with the developer debug mode in that damn patch as well. They accidentally left that in there. So people kind of saw ain't nothing really new, major leak out of there. Anything that leaked came out in that big leak, Insomniac leak in the beginning of the year. But I think it kind of confirmed one of the DLCs that's coming out. So I think we're getting some DLC. Probably, I think we could get it by the end of this year for Spider-Man 2. And then I think we get like a Venom. I think they're going to do a Venom game next year. He said, not dog shit, but mid as fuck. Absolutely. Yo. You got Miles over 2 and 2 over 1. Nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. I fucking love Miles. Miles is almost like nostalgic. It's crazy because Miles, the game, Miles Morales, it's more than this. Like it has this weird feeling effect to it because that game came out with the PS5, the whole Christmas theme. Like that game holds a special place in my heart. Miles Morales, but I can't put it over. I can't even put it over 1. I can't put it over 1. I think his combat is better than Peter, but nah, I can't. I can't put it over 1. I don't got nothing else being even over 1. The story, no. I don't got the story over 1. I don't got the missions over 1. Nah. I don't got, what else? The supporting cast over 1. Like, I like the Tinkerer, but she wasn't really, you know what I mean? She wasn't really all that amazing of a villain. Best pacing, you giving it to Miles? Ooh. I mean, it's more of it's a shorter game, more of a contained story. I didn't have any problems with the pacing in 1. 2, I had a problem pacing in 2. Well, with 2, you had to bounce back and forth between 2 different characters, so I can understand some people's issues with the pacing there, especially if you didn't like what was going on between the 2 characters. You might have some pacing issues. Best story being 1, best traversal 2. I wouldn't argue that. The visuals of Miles look better than Spider-Man 2 for some reason. Yeah, if you playing on, it's weird. They fucked up. They fucked up with that performance. As much as I like ray tracing as an option, I do think they should have had a performance option without the ray tracing. Because they took a hit when it came to the resolution and the visuals on that performance mode. You think 1 had horrible villains? I really like Kraven too. I don't feel like people talk about Kraven enough when they talk about Spider-Man 2. Kraven was fire. That shit just get glossed over. PS5 Pro releasing this holiday with Concord. What's good, Slowbo? Shit. But they gonna show some more fucking burnt bologna sandwiches? Like we still don't know what Concord is. Shit, I doubt they use a fucking multiplayer game as like the selling point for a new system. I doubt that. Shit, we still got to see Fair Games, Concord when it comes to the first party multiplayer game. So those two, we got to see what those is about. Shit, with Payday 3 being the disaster that it is, Fair Games might be able to come in and slide in and take that spot from them heist shooters. Can't wait for PS5 Pro to still play shit at 30 FPS. I don't play games on PS5 at 30 FPS, brother. I've yet to do it, and I won't. Everything has been 60 and up. First party wise, at least. Third party, I would cop on PC anyway if I wanted to play at a higher frame rate. So people will spend $1,000 on a PlayStation 5 Plus, PS5 Pro now, but won't get a PC. Oh, PS5 plus a PS5 Pro, but won't get a PC. Well, the people that have bought the PS5 and that also buy the PS5 Pro, one, they might not want to get into the PC ecosystem and deal with either building or buying one. And two, for somebody like me, PS5 is where I'm going to be able to play all of their games day one. So unless Sony announces day and date, PS5 is where I'm going to need to be in order to play their games day one. So I have to spend that money, and that's going to be the best place to play it, on a PS5 Pro day one. So I have to do that. I got no choice. For some reason, this year is pretty quiet for gaming. Nothing to get excited about. So there's no for this year, there's no like game going in that everybody's like unified on. That's going to be like game of the year. Like, oh yeah, that's the one everybody's waiting for. What we have is a bunch of games coming out that are great. That's what we have so far. A bunch of games coming out that are great, and even some people consider some of these games amazing. That's what we have so far. Like even Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, like. It was like a 90-something on Metacritic. I think for some people that was a big anticipated game, but across the board, that's not like unified. Oh shit, we can't wait for that to come out. Lynch DJ said they would trade in their PS5 for the PS5 Pro, so technically it's not. That's true too. It's not 1K. I don't know anybody that's going to keep their PS5 original that's getting a PS5 Pro. Unless they plan to give it away to a family member, you're going to sell that. Yeah, the exclusives are worth it. Yeah, that's what I got these systems for, the exclusives. PS4, first 3 years were slow too. The end of the gen is about to be really good. Yeah, the PS4, first 3 years, it didn't really start picking up till like 2016 consistently. 2015, we had like Bloodborne coming from first party. And then throughout those first 2-3 years, you had some games sprinkled in there. But 2016, but the thing about it is 2016 was the year where shit started to pick up, and then they also started to tell us more about what's coming next. So we got Uncharted, but then we also got PSVR that year. We also got PS4 Pro that year. All the PSVR games we got. I think Last Guardian came out that year. We had I forget the whole list, but I think Gravity Rush. Did Gravity Rush 2 come out in 2016? Or was that 2017? That was 2017. But 2016 was also the year of the infamous E3, where that shit, dog, boy, we had God of War there, we had Horizon there, we had Days Gone there, Death Stranding was there, we had, oh my God, Spider-Man was there. Like, we was like, yo, we's good. Like, we is straight. Oh, Detroit Become Human, I think, was there. Like, we was living lavish. But now it's like, okay, we about 4 years in, And we got Concord and Fair Games and Wolverine. That's it. And we ain't seen gameplay from none of them. Well, Wolverine we have, but shit done got leaked. There's no official gameplay. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Shit, I was supposed to fuck around and play Final Fantasy, but I think I'm about to just get the fuck up out of here. I think I'm about to get the fuck up out of here. But yeah, in terms of PlayStation this year, that showcase got a whatever it is, straight gameplay. I'm not playing with these motherfuckers. I'm saying that like I'm gonna sell my PS5 if it's trash. I'm not playing with these motherfuckers no more. They can't do what they did last year. They can't. No way in hell. Y'all seen these screenshots for? Oh shit. Hold up. What the fuck is this one? Oh, this nigga went crazy. But yeah, that showcase got to be on point. But yeah, I'm probably about to get up out of here. But yeah, these screenshots for Hellblade 2. This game look absolutely beautiful. Whew, that shit right there. So make sure y'all hit the like button. I'm gonna try and be back more often with videos, live streams. I know I've been doing terrible this year, but I want to turn that around. So I definitely plan to be back ASAP. But Jack said he can't wait to play Hellblade 2 on PS5. You know it's coming. Man, this fucking sports betting shit got me by the balls right now. I missed the parlay that I was supposed to play last night when it came up like $300. Man, because I had just lost the parlay before, and I'm like, yo, I'm done with this shit. I ain't been winning. I'm done with this shit. And the very next parlay I was supposed to play, shit hit for 300. Based on what I would have bet. Man. Pissed. J-Main, Tom Henderson, PS5 Pro spec sheet is real. I'm saying $5.99. Yeah, we just talked about it at the beginning of this. I went down the spec sheet, went all over all of that. I'm saying $5.99 too. I think that's gonna happen. When you and Jack gonna make a sports podcast? Shit. I've been saying I wanted to do that for a minute, but I got to put it in motion. I got something I got to do. Maybe that'd be a goal of mine for 2024. Maybe if it's not a consistent one, maybe we could do something in intervals. Because I did enjoy that one we did with the gamer. That shit was fire. So maybe like something for the playoffs, something for the beginning of the football season, something for, maybe halfway through football or end of football playoffs, shit like that. Jack, don't put that eye in the chat, brother. Talk about these sports. NFL been going crazy, too, with the free agency. Fucking Aaron Donald retired. What the hell? Who the fuck told his ass he could retire? That boy put 10 years in the game and said, I'm done. He's smart. He's smart, though. 10 years in, got his ring, got his bag. Probably still got his faculties in order. Shit. I do the same thing. I'll do the same thing. Here we go. All the PC dudes on Twitter arguing about the Pro. Oh, God. It's never nothing to talk about in this fucking community. Never. Never. Niggas will be feeding their children, feeding their families for generations with console war. Oh, y'all remember Ricky Lake? Ricky Lake is an OG. Damn, my boy Jackie Chan. He getting old now. Shit, that shit starting to show. Meek wearing OVO. Oh, you see this little freak ass nigga from Squid Game? Oh Young Soo has been found guilty of sexual assault. He was sentenced to 8 months in prison and 2 years of probation and 40 hours of sexual violence education. That motherfucker looked like he fucking 2 naps away from being in the dirt. I'm bold for scrolling on my timeline here. Yo, nah, my timeline don't be that crazy. It don't be that crazy. Now, if I go into, oh, this is the For You section? Oh, I'm definitely tripping. I'm definitely tripping. They said he hugged somebody and kissed their cheek. That's all he did? Damn. They had it out for him, then. I ain't know a hug and a kiss on the cheek could give you fucking 8 months in prison. That's crap. I gotta relax. It's like, I gotta chill. Nah, I don't be doing all of that, though. Hell no. But that's, to me, that seemed like how they greet people in that culture. Like the Asian culture, they kind of do stuff like that. I know Italians be doing shit like that. The French be kissing on their hands and shit like that. Like they know his old freak ass had money. That's what they trying to sue his ass. Yeah. All right, let me get the fuck up out of here. This, Jack going in. All right, I'm going though. I'm about to go get something to eat too. I'm hungry as hell. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I will be back when I see y'all. Peace. Thought y'all was gonna get me to commit. Hell no. And by the way, the PS5 Pro won the poll in terms of yay or nay. The winner was yay with 57 votes. Where the fuck did the poll go? Excuse me. 57 votes, 65% said yay, 35% said nay. We out. Peace.